going to look and find the rock cairn. It's not a cairn. It's from erosion. I'm going to show you a book in the next clip here that shows the rain that came through here in 1863 and radically altered this area. So we'll go up there next. So that this pile of rocks, if you will, is erosion controlled that was subsequent to 1863. Because there's no way this piece of rock we're going to see, these stacked rocks, would hold up from these rains that came through here. Okay, July 17th, 1863, Iron and Washington counties, Pinto and creeks, disastrous flood from a series of cloudbursts, raising Pine Creek to 15 or 20 feet high, swept houses away and drowned 4 children. On Pinto Creek, no lives lost, but serious damage to property. Some stock was lost. And what we're going to see when we get down here is the erosion that was caused in the immediate area of the massacre site, campsite, where it went from about 4 feet deep to where it is now around 20 feet deep. Alright, so this is the service berry on the side of the tree I was pointing to. So the road came down through here, okay, and the Spanish Trail met there. Comes across, comes across this way, and down through here. Keep down here. But the Spanish Trail was on this side. And the confusion with these two rock cairns is there's one over here that corresponds in distance to the men's memorial, which is right up here. Right? So you measure 3/8 of a mile from over there to over here where the rock cairn is. It's not, I shouldn't call it that. And you get 3/8 of a mile. And then if you measure behind me to where the men's memorial is, you get 3/8 of a mile. But again, there's no way those rocks could have sustained this 1863 rainfall. So now we're 3/8 of a mile. This is the wide white turnout. This is right here. This is where it happened. The memorial's up here about 1/8 of a mile or so. So if you're being shot here, you're 3/8 of a mile. That's going to be 750 feet per second. You know, it's going to be about 3 seconds before the sound reaches you. So now you hear some sound and you turn around and you're 13 years old and you see your parents falling down on the ground. But that's okay because there was plenty up there to take care of business too. So then this California road came down through here. The Spanish Trail was on this side, out on the other side of those phone poles, out there where the cattle are. This is where Josiah Gibbs is led to believe the massacre took place, but we're saying it's all up here. And that there's this Massacre Hill. Okay, now, this has been changed because certain interested parties were finally able to prevail. So let me show you what is actually going on in relation to that map. So this is, you know, this describing things how it actually happened. They used the word Mormon militia here, which was never ever here. They never used the word Mormon once in this story. So in that map, what he's saying happened took place right over this. See this little ridge here? When in fact it's up way up there, right? So Josiah Gibbs is led to believe, like the Dunlap girls, are in one of these ravines with the scrubby oak down here, but it's not. It's up there where we had the talk, and it would have been in one of those ravines up on this side. Okay, that's 1 mile and 3/8, and to the men's side is almost exactly 1 mile. So they walked all the way up there. This area here, this is only like a 1/2 mile. And right up here, where that big tree is, that's where the Mormons were camped. There's a little pond up there, a natural pond. So, one group was apparently marched up this way, along this area. And the other down here, and up this way. confusing, and I'll show you in some John D. Lee's confession and some other documents where the confusion is. Alright, so now we're going to go over here where the campsite was and look at where these hills were used by the Mormons and some Indians to trap these people. And this is about as good of documentation that existed until Juanita Brooks. This is 1910.
Camped there, they split them up down there.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is how far the men got.
The men got up to that turnout we were in.
Okay.
Yeah. And the women were up at that area.
Okay, and this is just an overlook of all of it.
All of it, right. Okay. And that's 1 3/8 miles to the women's site and 1 mile to the men's site. All right, so we're going to cross this bridge over to the memorial. And this is roughly what it would have looked like. Right, this depth is actually too deep here. But it would have been about this wide and a few feet deep. Even this is like 8 feet. Right, this up to here. So this is all sagged. This all came out here. See how far across this is? So all of this extended out here. All of this extended out here. And it was only a few feet deep and we'll say roughly 30 feet wide. Kind of like when we're standing at the bridge. So it must be pretty wet under here, and this is just slowly sagged down. So now you have that retaining wall. Okay. It didn't look anything like this. That 1863 rain did all this. Great crawdads down there. Cow. Looks too much like a beehive. Need to cross.